In 2014, the so-called BRICS countries, Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa, agreed to establish a new development bank to finance infrastructure and development projects around the world. The countries jointly contributed $50 billion in initial capital for the bank, and it is expected that the bank will start functioning and financing projects by the end of this calendar year. Many see this as a direct challenge to both the IMF and the World Bank. Perhaps because they have more recent memories of the lack of electricity in their own countries and they continue to build out their grid, the BRICS countries have a very different view on fossil energy than the IMF, the World Bank, and the President of the United States. While we unfortunately continue to pursue policies that are squarely aimed at killing coal and coal-related projects, the BRICS countries continue to give strong support to their coal industries and leverage them to drive economic growth through reduced energy prices through exports. Experts agree that the new development bank will play a significant role in the financing of new coal-fired power plants around the world, particularly in developing countries that are desperate for affordable and reliable energy. While this is certainly good news for these countries, it also negates the policies of this administration, the IMF, and the World Bank to prevent these coal projects from being financed. Given what the new development bank is doing, why does the administration continue to pursue its misguided anti-coal policies?
Congressman, our objective is to promote sustainable energy resources to be developed, and
won't that objective result in just funneling developing countries to the doorsteps of Russia and China?
To the extent that you're talking about very poor countries that don't have an alternative to coal, our policies provide, assuming that appropriate technology is used, for financing those projects. So
are those policies consistent with what the new development bank is doing?
I think
so when they're looking
part
to
of the
finance,
challenge is none of us know the policies of these new international institutions.
well, the policies is they're going to fund these projects.
Yeah,
and my question is, won't this actually do more harm to the environment, because it will just result in many more coal projects being built using Chinese and other foreign technology that is not as advanced and clean as ours?
Frankly, I think the challenge we have is for the U.S. to continue to show its leadership in the international financial institutions that we've helped build. It's one of the reasons that IMF reform being ratified is so important. Our ability to keep action in the organizations that have high standards is critical to our leadership. I think that it's not an accident that emerging economies are looking other places because they're frustrated that frankly the United States has stalled a very modest and reasonable set of reforms in the IMF.
Maybe I would suggest that they're going to go to the new development bank because they know they can get their coal project financed, and they can't do it through the IMF or the World Bank because of this administration's policies.
And I know that there are other countries who are joining those institutions that are also concerned about environmental standards, and I think that those issues are going to have to be worked out as the new banks develop their rules. I mean, what we're responsible for is what we do directly and what we do through the institutions that we are playing a leadership role in.